The playoffs are here. It's time to begin round one of the IHSA football postseason. We have 3 teams competing in the Class 8A bracket with dreams of making their way to Champaign on Thanksgiving weekend. It's always a tough road, so let's get to the highlights to see who will be moving on to the second round. The lone local team to earn a home playoff game in round 1 is Naperville North. The Huskies are the 13th seed and play host to one of the best programs in the ESCC, 18th seeded Marist. North is making a postseason appearance for the second straight season, but is in search of the program's first playoff win since 2010. The Redhawks come into the game 6-3, but the 3 losses are to 3 of the top teams in the state, Mount Carmel, Loyola, and Glenbard West. Quarterback Dermot Smythe keeps the ball himself on the draw, and early on, Marist has a 14-0 lead. Huskies trailing 21-0 in the second quarter in desperate need of a spark. That's when you turn to your playmakers, and senior quarterback Aiden Gray buys some time and unloads a deep pass to Luke Williams behind the defense. 73 yards later, and North is on the board, down 21-7. 28-7 Marist in the second half, North on its own 20, as the handoff goes to Danny Elo, who takes the ball down the left sideline. Elo breaks free and turns on the Jets for an 80-yard touchdown run. Huskies with another big play and trailing 28-14. But the Marist offense was just too much to handle all night. Chris Lofgren gets the handoff and takes it in for the score as the Redhawks end the season for Naperville North by a 42-28 score. Marist will move on to play York, the number 2 overall seed, in round number 2. Despite winning the DuPage Valley Conference outright, Neuqua Valley is forced to hit the road in week 1 as the 17 seed with a 7-2 record on the year. The Wildcats travel to Lane Tech in Chicago, the 16 seed with an identical 7-2 tally. Good to see Mark Meneke back under center for Neuqua after recovering from his second leg injury, but the star of the show in the first half for the Blue and Gold is Jaden McGee, who plunges in for this touchdown to make it 14-0 NV, McGee's second TD of the game. Later in the half, Lane Tech with the ball when Mark Seward delivers a big hit that knocks the ball loose. Justin Duckowitz scoops the ball up and strolls into the end zone, Neuqua dominating up 21-0. Just before the first half ends, McGee scores his 3rd touchdown of the first half. Wildcats running away with this one, up 28-0 at the break. In the second half, Miles Miskell gets the handoff from Meneke on the end around. He takes it into the end zone to cap off the scoring. Neuqua Valley moves on to the second round after an impressive 37-0 road win over Lane Tech. Naperville Central enters the 8A playoffs at 6-3 as the 19 seed and will travel to Lyons Township out of the West Suburban Silver Conference. The Redhawks have won at least 1 playoff game in 8 consecutive postseason appearances. LT leading 10-0 in the second quarter, but the Central offense gets right back in the game. Chris McCormack rolls left and throws to Jacob Conway in the end zone for the touchdown. Redhawks down 10-7. Lyons Township responds on the ensuing drive. Ryan Jackson lofts a pass to Travis Stam, who hangs on to the catch for 6. The Lions build a 24-7 lead at halftime. However, Naperville Central does not give up. McCormack throws down the sideline to Logan Devick, who makes a contested catch and goes all the way in for the touchdown. Redhawks down 24-14. After a Logan Ellison field goal and a defensive stop, Central is pinned at their own 1-yard line with under a minute to play, down by 7. But McCormack cannot escape the pressure as his pass does not go beyond the line of scrimmage. That leads to an intentional grounding call, which is a safety since it took place in the end zone. Lyons Township hangs on for a 26-17 win as the Redhawks season comes to an end after a hard-fought game. So Neuqua Valley is our lone team advancing to round 2 for the 8A playoffs. The good news for the Wildcats is they'll be playing at home next week, but the bad news is that the number 1 overall seed Lincoln Way East is coming to town. Here you see some of the other key second round matchups as well. If Nequa wins next week, the Cats will face the winner of Warren and Andrew in the quarterfinals. With only one team moving on, that means that this season of Football Friday has come to an end. Of course, we will cover that Nequa Lincoln Way East game next week, and you'll be able to find the full highlights of that matchup on the Naperville Sports Weekly page of nctv17.org. It has been such a pleasure to bring you Football Friday for a 6th consecutive year. Thanks to BMO Harris Bank for making this possible, as well as all of our hardworking reporters covering the games every week. And of course, a huge thank you to everyone for watching. We hope to see you back next fall for Season 7. Signing off for the 2022 edition of Football Friday, I'm Justin Cornwell.